to Katrina's Creations. This is this is not an episode, this is the Wednesday edition, which is a question and answer video today. So I had two viewers send in some questions, so I'm going to start with the first one and then of course move to the second one. So the first question comes from Spring Nolker, who is Spring the Fiber Enthusiast here on YouTube if you want to check out her channel. And her question was, if I could get any yarn, in other words, what would my dream yarn be? If I could get any yarn, what would it be? Weight, fiber, color, and amount. So I'm going to do this in two parts because I'm going to tell you some favorite yarn suppliers that are independent dyers, and I'm also going to give you a couple names of some companies which are more commercial that I like. So for both of them across the board though, I like the same weight of yarn, and that would be between fingering and sock weight. Those are my favorites, mainly because I just find that if I go, worsted weight's usually okay on my hands, but if I go anything thicker than your basic worsted weight, I just find that the hook or the needle is a little rougher on my hands and my wrists. So for me, the more comfortable weight to deal with, the size needle or hook that I have to use, would be with fingering or sock weight. And so that average hook or needle size is right around a 4 to 5 millimeter needle or hook. I'll put down here what the letter is for the crochet hook because I'm used to millimeters, so I'll put all the information up here, but those are my favorite sizes to work with. And generally a skein of yarn that is fingering to sock weight, 100 gram skein is usually a little over 400 yards. So that would be my choice and my weight. And as far as the fiber content, I like merinos and I like alpaca. Now alpaca tends to be a little fuzzier, so I tend to like the merinos that are tightly twisted. I just find that they define the stitches a lot better. So those would be my favorites. And as far as colors go, it kind of depends on how the combo is, but I tend to lean a lot towards teals, like turquoises, teals, purples, and pinks. For some reason, those three colors I tend to gravitate toward more, although I do like some really pretty deep blues as well. And I do have some pretty deep blues upstairs in the craft cave. So as far as dyers go, if I was to pick an independent dyer, which is, you know, a private person that's dyeing yarn, I would have to say I've never owned any of this, but I love the yarn colors that I see coming from Expression Fiber Arts. I really like those. So that would be one choice. The other choice would be, actually I could give you two other choices. The other one would be Teeny Button Studio, which is a podcast called Cherry Pearls Podcast, and it's the daughter who does the dyeing. And she has some really pretty, she has one called Tiffany Box, and it's basically the color of a Tiffany jewelry box with some brown mixed into it. It's really pretty. And the other one that I would mention would be Ancient Arts Fiber, which I have knitted with before. I've never crocheted with it, but I've knitted with it. And it's very nice to work with, and they have some pretty color combinations. And I actually made a cowl out of some of their yarn. So yeah, so that would be my independent dyers. Now as far as commercial dyers, who do I like? If I had to pick some, Koi Goo Paint, I think it's called Paint, it's not Paint Box, it's Paint something or other. But Koi Goo, I'll put it down here, it's Koi Goo Paint something or other. I have knitted with that before and I really liked it. They have some pretty colors. I bought some yarn, if you saw a few episodes ago, I wore a shawl called the Yexa shawl. That was made with Koi Goo. So I think that's Japanese. I'm not positive if it is or not, but they have some pretty yarns. Cascade yarns have some pretty yarns that look hand-dyed. I like yarns that look hand-dyed, even if they're commercially produced. And the other one that I would mention, Happy Feet. I believe that is by 100 Ravens, or the other way around. It's a yarn company in Maine. Again, I'll put the correction down here exactly what it's called, but those would be my commercial favorites that I like. So yes, so that would be my answer for Spring's question. And then the next question I got was from Nurse Lolly Laura Polly. So, and she's been a long time watcher as well. And her question was, how many whips, which is works in progress, do I have that I actually plan on finishing, and what is my oldest? Actually, what I show on the podcast, I don't have, the only thing I have that is a like lingering work in progress, I started spinning some yarn. It's a mix of alpaca. I'm plying alpaca together with some merino. And that has been sitting on the spinning wheel for maybe a year and a half. Yeah, maybe a year and a half. That's the only thing other than what I show on Saturdays. I don't tend to have lots of project bags, you know, all over the house that have unfinished things done in them. What I show you on Saturdays is what I actually have currently working on. So I normally have a knitting project, a crochet project, and then something either knitted or crocheted that's small that I can take with me. So if I'm sitting in a meeting, or if I've got a few minutes and I'm sitting in a waiting room, or I'm looking at something online, or if I'm sitting at work and I'm having to watch something online or in a meeting or something that I can pull out and work on. You know, I'm not going to pull out an Afghan and, oops, just knock the chair next to me. I'm not going to pull out an Afghan and start working on it. So it's usually something like socks or dishcloths or something that's kind of mindless that I don't necessarily need a pattern right in front of me that I can be working on during a meeting, so I don't have to concentrate. I can concentrate on what I'm doing. Because I'm a fidgeter, and I find that I pay more attention if I've got something to keep my hands busy. I can't just sit and watch TV and have my hands sitting there in front of me. I've got to have my hands doing something. It's my adult fidget spinner. You know, it just holds my attention if I've got something going on. So generally I have 3 works in progress going at one time. And those are the ones I show you on the Saturday podcasts. So like I said, the only one I have is my spinning one that I'm working on, and I'll take you guys over and show it. My spinning wheel's in the closet, so I will pull it out and show you what it looks like right now and how far I've gotten with that. This is the yarn that I have been spinning, and the lighter color that it's plied with, you can see it right here, that is the alpaca, and then the other colors that are in here are part of the merino. It's very, very soft. It does have a little bit of a halo. You can see the fuzziness up here. That's the alpaca. And this is what the merino looks like. And this is the alpaca, and this is from a nearby alpaca farm. It's like 3 miles away from me. It's called Quarry Critters, and it is a tan color. It has like some cream mixed in. You can kind of see it here. You can see it's a tan, and there's a little bit of like a cream, real light cream mixed into it. It's extremely soft, but you can see the halo on it. So that's where the halo is coming from on the yarn itself. Now here is, I'm actually in the closet, and here is my spinning wheel. This is an Ashford Traditional, and the finish is cherry. Dave gave this to me as a Christmas present years ago, and there is the merino on the bobbin right now. and I have a bag hanging off of it. That's the rest of the merino there. And then I showed you the alpacas. But yeah, this is before it's been plied. So that's what it looks like when it's just the merino. So that is the answers to my question and answer segment that I have for this week. I did get a little bit of an update, some more update on my bariatric surgery. They actually called, and I need to set up an appointment with them to have like a pre-op class. So they called on Friday, and we're playing phone tag back and forth right now to get that scheduled. So yeah, it's going along, and I guess that's it for today. So kind of short, but yeah. Anyway, that's the answer to those questions. Thank you for those who submitted the questions to me, and I will see you again on Saturday. Bye, everybody.